There's been a rather interesting development to the continued speculation that GTA 6 might actually be getting an additional state. We're all familiar with Leonida, but in the second trailer we started to notice a lot more plates. Most notably, the Gloriana plates that were scattered around all around the trailer and the screenshots. And I went back to trailer 1, and if I see this correctly, it was there all along. Rockstar seemingly is hiding all of this in plain sight, or at the very least wants us to think so. This is made worse by also mentioning on the website that Lucia is originally from Liberty City, and then also in the trailer jumps on a truck with a Liberty City plate, stealing a car that is from Leonida. This could very much just be a mission where they intercept some cargo, or it could be something that is a car from Lucia herself. Plenty of speculation here, especially considering the fact that the truck is coming from her hometown. On the website that launched alongside the trailer on May 6th, this section here clearly states that they're showing off a few locations of the game, not all of them. Naturally, this could very much mean that the 6 counties that they're showing off is basically going to be the 6 counties within the game, obviously not counting the fact that they're not naming Gloriana itself. What they're meaning with a few locations could very much just mean that these are the locations within the counties, but we're going to have 6 different counties. Similar to like a GTA 5 where you have Sandy Shores, Paleto Bay, etc. The mapping project is doing an amazing job at digging through everything that we got with trailer 2 and the screenshots, and while they're not done yet, they have already started to add more speculation and more fuel to the fire by the discoveries that they have made. Given the fact that they have very much pointed out that some of the locations within the screenshots and within the trailer are not even possible to be within Florida, which is the real life version of Leonida in GTA 6. Georgia, which is right above Florida, has a lot more mountain terrain, etc., whereas Florida is a lot more flat, except for the people that live there, obviously. So this adds more fuel to the fire that the top half of the Leonida map, or the GTA 6 map, is actually Gloriana or Georgia because of all the mountain terrain and the vast amount of nature, etc. Whereas the more southern part of the map, which is like with the keys and the grass rivers, etc., like the gators, is a lot more accustomed to something like Florida. Given the fact that the mapping project is also going as far as to looking up where the real life locations are of the buildings, etc., then utilizing those areas to further help them which buildings are what, kind of gives you an idea that Florida is basically being taken parts of all over the place, and that's how Leonida is being made. Georgia is one of those things too, and if you want to have like a deeper look into that, one of the folks of the mapping project has done like a detailed breakdown of how they're going about making all this stuff. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Very interesting stuff. But that isn't everything. It gets even crazier. There's 2 websites that exist that will redirect to the official GTA 6 website, that being rockstargames.com/VI GTA 6. These 2 websites are visitleonida.com, which will redirect you to GTA 5 website, pretty obvious, Leonida, that's the official state, etc. However, visitgloriana.com will also redirect you to the GTA 6 website. This is the part where the tinfoil hat comes on, and we start to go like, maybe there is indeed a second state. With that in mind, what do I personally think? Well, I think it's important to do what we always do on the channel. We're trying to look into what Rockstar has done in the past and base our facts and opinions on exactly that. Because, you know, we all remember how 2024 went. The moon! Never again. Please, I beg you. Let's start off with Liberty City, which I personally think is the least feasible that will be exploring that or having be a part, I guess, in some major way in GTA 6. Given the fact that there isn't really any GTA game that does this, bar like a GTA San Andreas, where during the mission St. Mark's Bistro, you travel to Liberty City to do an assassination job and then you fly back again. The surrounding area of the restaurant that you visit for said mission is mostly just a bunch of textures and aren't actually solid. And if you want to explore it, you have to start using cheats and do all kinds of funky stuff, or even PC mods, in order to be able to access it and also explore a little bit. There isn't really a whole lot going on here. And to expect something like a Red Dead Redemption 2 Chapter 5, if you know, you know, it's possible, but I'm not entirely sure. That if they were to do something like it, maybe it's a GTA 5 prologue type of thing, where we spent the first mission in Liberty City getting a bit of background of how Lucia ended up in Leonida and then ends up in prison. I mean, that whole story speculation stuff is something that I still want to do a video on, because there are so many different things and so many interesting angles that you could look into that, so stay tuned for that. Then there's also, of course, the fact that the TV shows in GTA 4 had clips of GTA San Andreas. Not upscaled or anything, very much just the way that the game looked back then in 2004. So it isn't entirely out of the realm of possibilities. Do I see it be a significant part like in Red Dead Redemption 2's Chapter 5? I don't know, given the fact that I don't think Rockstar likes to spend a lot of time just revisiting old locations all the time, and if they were to do anything like it, it would probably be on the same level as said RDR2, Chapter 5, or a North Yankton type of deal. Given the fact that from a mission perspective and just a overall location perspective, makes a lot more sense as it is a lot more interesting. Newer locations are vastly more interesting than going back to previous ones. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Liberty City, I really enjoy GTA 4, and the restoration project, it's a shame that got taken down because it is really, really cool. But having said all that, as a fan of the franchise, I would personally really enjoy also getting like a flashback chapter to get that background story on Lucia and seeing how she ended up in Leonida, etc. But on the flip side, the Liberty City mention could also just very much be like the simple mention that Jason is ex-military, that Trevor is from Canada, that Nico is from Serbia, and even Vice City's very own hardwood butcher, Tommy Frasetti, being from Liberty City too originally, because he did 15 years in prison. Gloriana, however, that seems a lot more feasible. Tinfoil hat comes back on, because given all the fact of the geographical locations that a lot of locations within the game seem to be based upon, and Rockstar being pretty faithful to them, having Florida out of nowhere get mountains doesn't make any sense unless you start getting inspirations from Georgia itself. Then there's of course also the history of the franchise, with GTA San Andreas having the 3 different cities that all in real life are much further away from each other. Los Santos being LA, San Fierro being San Francisco, and Las Venturas being Las Vegas. GTA 5 did something semi-similar with the city of Los Santos, and all the way up top you having Blaine County with Sandy Shores, Paleto Bay, etc., which is obviously a lot further away than the actual city of LA or Los Santos. Hopefully though this time around they will just do more than just having a bunch of mountains that don't really have a whole lot going on, aside from that mural that people spent 4 years staring at hoping it meant something than just it being a drawing on the wall. But whether we get another state or not, GTA 6's map is already shaping up to be the most interesting and most varied map that the franchise has ever seen. I'm very much looking forward to see Rockstar showing off more of it in the months ahead, especially if they decided to also implement Red Dead Redemption 2's hunting mechanics, because oh boy, there's a lot of wildlife within a game and it'd be a dire shame if you cannot do anything with it, aside from running over gators in that big truck in this screenshot. Regardless, those are my thoughts about this multiple states theory that's been going on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later.